You know, when we talk about Ivan Toney and the possibility of him returning to the Premier League, I think we're talking about one of the most interesting storylines of the upcoming transfer window. The reports coming in now suggest that a number of Premier League clubs have started making early inquiries about bringing Toney back to England. It's still very early stages, but what that tells you is that his name hasn't been forgotten. Not by the fans, not by the scouts, and certainly not by the managers who know the kind of quality he brings to the pitch. Now, when you think about where Ivan Toney could fit in, naturally a few clubs will jump to mind: Tottenham, perhaps Aston Villa, maybe even a West Ham or a Newcastle. But for me, the one side that really stands out as a perfect fit is Liverpool, and I'll explain why. Liverpool have evolved a lot over the last couple of years. The era of that devastating front three, Salah, Mane, and Firmino, was one of the most lethal in modern football. But as the team transitions into a new phase, you can see that Klopp's men have been adjusting to a slightly different attacking dynamic. Darwin Núñez brings energy, movement, and chaos. Luis Diaz gives width and flair. Mohamed Salah remains the clinical and consistent superstar. But what Liverpool don't quite have right now is that classic ice-cold goal-poaching number 9. Someone who can turn half-chances into goals. Someone who dominates the box and relieves pressure when games tighten up. That's where Ivan Toney comes in. He's not just a finisher, he's a presence. He holds up the ball, he links play, and he's got that blend of confidence and composure you don't often see in modern strikers. He's got an old-school edge about him, a player who relishes the physical battle, but also the technical quality to fit perfectly into a side that values possession and intelligent movement. Under Klopp, or whoever leads Liverpool in the next phase of their rebuild, Toney could be exactly the kind of signing that makes a difference in the big games, particularly away from home, where Liverpool sometimes need a more direct outlet. There's also something about his mentality that fits Liverpool. He's had to fight for everything in his career, from lower leagues to the Premier League, proving doubters wrong at every level. That hunger, that drive, it's exactly what you want at Anfield. Liverpool isn't just a club that signs stars, it's a club that forges them. And Tony's story, the setbacks, the redemption arc, the goals, feels like the kind of story Liverpool fans love to get behind. From a tactical point of view, you could easily see how he'd slot in. Imagine Salah cutting in from the right, Diaz or Hoda on the left, and Toney leading the line through the middle. He'd occupy defenders, open up space for the wide men, and still be the man you trust to finish off a move. Liverpool's midfield, now more energetic and dynamic with players like Szoboszlai, Mac Allister, and Gravenberch, would have someone to play into, someone who can hold it up and bring them into play. It's a natural evolution for a team that has sometimes lacked that focal point, since Firmino's influence began to fade. And let's not forget the England angle in all this. For Toney, coming back to the Premier League isn't just about club football, it's about getting back into the frame for England ahead of the World Cup. Gareth Southgate's squad has plenty of talent, but when you look at pure centre forwards, the list is short. Harry Kane is the obvious starter. Ollie Watkins has made a strong case at Villa, but beyond that, there's not much proven depth. Rashford can play through the middle if needed, but it's not his natural role. For England to have someone like Toney, strong, composed, and fearless in front of goal, would be a massive boost. And if you're Toney, where better to make that case than at Liverpool? It's one of the biggest stages in world football. Every goal, every performance is under the spotlight. If he comes back and delivers there, Southgate will have no choice but to take notice. He's already shown he can handle the pressure of the Premier League. Doing it at Anfield would take that to another level. It's also worth mentioning that Liverpool are approaching a key point in their attacking setup. Salah's not getting younger, and while he remains world-class, the club will eventually need to think about the next generation of leaders up front. Núñez and Diaz are exciting, but you need options, variety. Toney brings that. He gives Liverpool a different shape, a different way to hurt teams. When games are tight, when teams sit deep, when you need that one scrappy goal, he's the kind of striker who delivers. Of course, the financial side can't be ignored. Bringing him back won't come cheap, even if it's initially on loan. But Liverpool have shown before that when they identify the right player, they make it happen. Think about Van Dijk, Alisson, even Salah himself. All of those signings came with questions at first. Were they worth the money? Would they fit? And all of them ended up being defining moves. Toney could be the same. He's Premier League proven, he's entering his prime, and he's got that point to prove. Another thing I really like about the idea of Toney at Liverpool is how he could develop under Klopp.